Alright, I am at my destination. I just finished dropping the trailer behind me. I'm in Pontoon Beach, Illinois. This is a major distribution center. It doesn't really matter if you know where I'm going on this one. So I'm headed to a Target distribution center. That's where I'll be delivering at. I'm looking for 310 trailer parking spot 310. They didn't give me a, yeah they do, 70256 is my trailer number. 310 is going to be a ways away because I'm only in the 100s right now. So I've got another load. It's going, like I said, it's going to a Target distribution center in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. Never even heard of the place. Oconomowoc. Weird ass name. You know, up here there are some weird names. I'm assuming that these come from the American Indian traditions. You know, this was real strong Indian country years ago, and I'm assuming these names are carried over from when this land belonged to the Indians. You know, before we came and cheated them out of all of it and beat them up and took everything. Let's see, this is 184, 183, 185, but I thought you'd want to see the place. We're right off of the interstate, off of 270, about where 270 and 255 cross, Interstate 270 and Interstate 255. We're right there at that intersection. Let's see, 214, I'm getting higher. Pretty much everybody comes out here, as you can see by the trailers. We've got Walmart trailers here, we've got Heartland Express, Celadon, JB Hunt. Of course, there's Millis trailers, DCS, Snyder. Whoa, Lord have mercy. Wow, that was a fucking bump, almost ate my truck. Let's see, we've got Gordon Transport. There's some CR England. I follow the CR England guy in here. I don't know where he went. Can't hardly see these spots on the ground though. And I done forgot what number I'm looking for. Let's see. This is 257. I'm looking for 310. Alright, that's 259. So it'll be a little ways down here. But yeah, we've got pretty much everybody comes here. There's Werner. There's a Werner trailer. White Brothers, whoever that is. Never seen any of their stuff before. Kriska, never heard of them either. Bethel Eckert. I guess that's a brand of trailer. I don't know. Let's see. 283. We're getting closer. This Millis guy up here actually came in after me, but they were working on the lane, so I was having to wait in line, and I pulled up about the same time I pulled up. They got that lane fixed, so he got to pull in there. 70256, there's my trailer, and that'll be in 310. That's it. So we hit our flashers, then we're going to go ahead and back up to this trailer and hook up to it. Lately, I've been catching a lot of trailers that have been dropped, and the people that are dropping them have been raising or lowering the landing gears way too far. Alright, and so if you become a driver, and I think this is going to be one of them trailers, I don't know, I'll tell you in a second. Yep, sure is. Alright, so I'm underneath the trailer, but I didn't feel the trailer settle onto the fifth wheel. And so now I've got to get out and check it And even if it did settle onto the fifth wheel, let me get a little closer to it. I don't want to jump the kingpin. Even if it did settle onto the fifth wheel, it's still too damn high. So let's take you out here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Alright, let's look at this gap. Alright, you see there's a gap right here between the fifth wheel. See that? See, that's the kingpin going into the fifth wheel. I don't think I'm in any danger of dropping or jumping the kingpin. I don't know. That's quite a big gap right there, so I could be. Well, when you drop a trailer, you lower these landing gears, all right, and you should leave, about a quarter inch to a half inch gap underneath the landing gear. Oh. All right, that's up. So that when you drop the truck, it'll drop the trailer that half inch or so. Now we've got airbags on our trucks, so we can drop the trailer or drop the truck down that half inch so we don't actually drop the trailer onto the ground. But what that does is it allows the next driver who picks the trailer up. Did you hear that? That's that weight coming off of that gear, to not have to do what I'm doing right now, which is crank the shit out of this fucking landing gear so I can get the weight onto the tractor and not jump the fifth wheel. Now we're in a slow gear. Alright, I'm almost good. There was that second pop. So, alright, now, if you'll look, you see there's a little bit of a gap between the landing gear and the ground. I typically leave more than that, but that'll allow us, I can move it into the fast gear here in a second. Now look, the fifth wheel, there's no gap anymore. I'm in no danger of jumping the fifth wheel. Let's finish connecting now. Oh man. Alright. Catch my breath for a second. Fat guy's out of shape. Okay. When you lower your landing gears too far, there's a couple of things that can happen. The first is, wait, I'm connected. The first is what you just saw. There's a gap between the fifth wheel and the bottom plate of the trailer. Okay. Second is, when you drop a trailer like this, the yard jockeys have trucks that have hydraulic fifth wheels. So what they do is they back underneath of it, and then their fifth wheel lifts, and it lifts the trailer off the ground, so they never touch the landing gears. Okay. Now when they drop those trailers, a lot of times they're in a hurry. So they back in, they drop that hydraulic, they slam that trailer on the ground, and a lot of times when it hits the ground, it'll put it in a bind, okay, at an angle. So when the next driver comes to pick that truck up, or pick that trailer up, he backs underneath of it. If the trailer is left too high, and he backs underneath of it, one of two things can happen. First, he can jump his fifth wheel. That happens when the kingpin misses the slot, and instead of going into the slot and locking in place, it rides up over the top of the fifth wheel and jumps the other side. It can be hell to get out of, okay? The second thing that can happen is that it's got the landing gear in a bind, and so when the driver backs his truck up underneath of it, he can't get the landing gear up because the landing gear is in a bind, and he can't lift the truck, or can't lift the landing gear with the truck because it's in a bind. So what you do, the proper way to do it is to back up, lower your landing gear, back your trailer and lower your landing gear until you've got, I usually leave about yay much of a gap, okay, 1/2 inch to 1 inch. Alright, then we have auto disconnect, okay, so you take your auto disconnect and you disconnect your fifth wheel, okay, you unlock it, you pull out from underneath of it. As soon as it pulls free, not when you're off the fifth wheel, but when you break that contact with the kingpin, you'll know it because your truck will move instead of locking in place. When it moves forward just a couple inches, stop and hit your deflate button, okay? Your deflate button will lower your airbags and drop it that last inch or so until it touches the ground. So now, the yard jockey picks that trailer up, he puts it wherever, it gets the legs in a bind. The next driver comes and he picks it up, but when he picks it up, it lifts all the weight off of the landing gear, takes the landing gear off the ground, and so it's no longer in a bind and you can easily crank it up, okay? It makes things a lot easier for the driver picking it up, and it keeps him from having to sit here for 30 minutes fighting that thing trying to get it to move. So when you drop your trailer, leave a gap, alright? Use your airbags to lower that gap to the ground so that you don't do any damage to the trailer when you drop it. Be respectful of the next driver that's going to pick it up. While I'm at it, also check your trailer when you drop it. Make sure there's nothing mechanically wrong with it, because the next driver that picks it up is the one that's going to have to get it fixed. So we'll leave it at that. I got to finish hooking up, get out of here, get started on my next run, and we'll catch you later. All right, peace out.